Hello everybody, I'm 4040 and welcome to Space Engineers. This is my first playthrough kind of look at the game where I'm going to take you through the beginning of the game and have just a generally good look around and poke at it. So, without further ado, this is Space Engineers. It is a early access game off Steam, which, to be honest, I'd class this as pre-alpha. It's been released as an alpha on Steam, but personally I would say that this was a pre-alpha. So when you buy this game off Steam for the low price of $11.99, you're making an investment on the promise that they're going to deliver a game. But we'll go into this in a little bit. Let's just have a little bit of a look at what features we've got. So we've got loading a new world stuff up here, which is interesting. I think that, yep, you can go to Steam, so this links directly to Steam. Let's have a quick look at the options menu. We've got game options. I'm going to leave the control hints on just to show you guys what, how the game prompts us. So that's very basic, standard language stuff. Video options. It's got full screen. It's got field of view. That's good. I like that. Video mode, so fairly standard stuff, a few sliders. Yeah, audio options, not very many options at the moment, but some you know all the game has is the little blinky sounds and the music volume, and that's it. So simple is good. I'm hoping that they'll add more in there. The controls themselves, invert X and Y, mouse sensitivity. Yeah, there's not many control options at the moment. I would prefer at some point to see rebindable keys. That little button at the side there, I don't like that button. The game's asking you to recommend it on Steam in its main menu, to promote it, to do some advertising for it. I'd rather have the option to do that myself rather than the game prompting me to. So, yeah, not sure whether I like that, but anyway, let's load a world up. Let's try that one. It's very limited in the options you get when you start. You've basically got three options. Option number one is the one I'm loading now, which is the world you spawn in. Option number two has a few more ships to play with, and option number three is quite literally a blank canvas. Personally, I haven't yet suffered any problems with this game, but I have heard people complaining about optimization and suffering from game crashes. I haven't suffered any game crashes yet. So this is the world that you start off in. As you can see already, we're on a big platformy thing, which is kind of like a prototype station. And on over here is a nice big red kind of, they call them large ships, like a capital class ship. Over in the distance, over there is a blue ship that we're going to go have a look at, and there's some small ships over here. So I'm going to press X to turn my jetpack on, and space and C allow me to move up and down. V changes my view, so this is what my character can see. I prefer this type of view, especially when I'm making ships. Anyway, so these are the ships that are pre-built with the game, and as you can see, they look very, very pretty. And this is a game where you basically, at the moment, all you can do is build and fly. The weapons that you can see here, like a rocket launcher thing and a gun, they exist as blocks that you can put down, but they don't actually do anything at all. The game currently is, like I said, still an alpha, and a lot of the things that exist in the game that you can place don't actually do anything at all. So, let's have a look at this little ship here as we look around. As you can see, there are thrusters all the way around. This game uses a very, very sophisticated, well, it uses a sophisticated, might not be very, physics engine, which includes non-Newtonian physics, which basically means that boop, you're in space if you have a constant velocity. There we go. This is the view from inside the cockpit. Now, if I hold down Alt and move my mouse around, it's actually very nicely detailed. There you go. Right. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the options quick, go to game and turn off these because they're already starting to annoy me and they're not telling me anything that I'm not going to be able to tell you. So, this is the interior view of Cockpit, of the little Cockpit. It's very pretty, lots of little screens, lovely view all the way around. And if I press V again, I get the back end of the ship. And I can fly around using the mouse button and the WASD. And Q and E rolls the ship. Now, this ship automatically brakes, so if I reverse, I hold down Alt to look around, you see the thrusters at the front are firing, but as soon as I take my hands off the controls, the thrusters on the back fire immediately, automatically, to slow the ship down. You can turn this off. The interior stabilizers can be turned off, and it does not do that, and your ship will drift. So, just something to note that it is an option that you can just tweak off. So, let's have a look at this big ship, shall we? Now, as you can see, it's got pathways and things that you can go around inside of it. It's very, very pretty. It's made from blocks, very similar to Minecraft or Starmade, except that Minecraft and Starmade don't look perhaps as good as this does. I mean, this looks absolutely fantastic. I believe they're following the same kind of theory as Starmade. As you build a giant ship, they intend on introducing a multiplayer into this game at some point and working weapons. So I'm really hoping that there's going to be servers. Whoop, let's get out. Apparently I'm green today. There's going to be servers, a little bit like Starmade, where you can build your ships and shoot up stuff. So I'm interested to see where they take that. Will there be missions to do that you can do together? Or will it be an open universe where you can just shoot the crap out of each other? See, now as we get into this ship, my little gravity meter there is telling me that the gravity is going to pull me down. So I'll just turn the jetpack off there and I can walk forwards. Now I'm going to change my viewpoint. There we go. So we can actually look around the ship. So this is like, this is the front of the ship. I personally think this looks like a little bit of a flight hangar. So think of like Battlestar Galactica, when you've got the fighters taking off down a long tunnel-y thing. And yes, this is the interior of the ship. You can walk around it. There are ramps. There are things you can look at, such as this. I think this is a reactor. Yes, that's a reactor that helps power the ship. Now, unlike things like Kerbal Space Program, where you kind of have to have things like engines linked up and electronics working, this is, as long as you have it plonked somewhere on the ship, it will work. It will automatically connect up. So, leaving you to be as creative as you want, really. Now, here we go. Here's what we're looking for. This is the cockpit for the large ships, and this can be plonked down as long as you have enough room around it, anywhere, including on the outside of the ship. And you... Oh, yes. Now, this is a feature that it does get quite annoyed. I get annoyed at. That saving thing that pops up in the middle and pauses the game for you while it does its saving. I'm very much hoping that they get rid of that, because I do find that a little bit... Well, annoying might be too strong a word, but it does get a little bit old. Now, these ships have exactly the same controls, but they're a lot more sluggish. And they're a lot more sluggish because they're heavier. So the physics is working out that all the armor plates and all the walkways and everything that are inside of this are going to make this go slower. The way you make this turn faster is adding more gyro stabilizers inside of it, which turn the ship. Thrusters make it go faster in different directions, up, down. Same as in the spacesuit, press C to go down, press spacebar to go up. Left, right, up, down, forward, backwards. And it'll always brake itself. So if you leave the controls alone, it will try and stop itself as long as you've got the interior stabilizers turned on. And they are always on if you don't touch anything. So you don't need to worry about that. Now you can have a good look around the outside of the ship. So we're in the back somewhere where that rear section is. And the reason why we are in the back is because they've developed these ships and the views and how everything works to be as kind of realistic as possible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fly over to this blue ship, and we're going to have a little bit of an explore of the blue ship, and then I'm going to show you what they've done to the realistic, well, not realistic, but the extremely fun crash system. And when I mean fun, it is really fun. Now, because the weapons don't work, I'm going to turn my jetpack on now, so when I come out of here I don't fall down. Now, the weapons do not work in this, as it is an alpha, which means that you cannot use them to shoot at stuff. They are available as blocks, you can place them, they just don't do anything, which they are working on to improve. Now let's have a look at this blue ship. Now, out of the two, personally I think this one looks a lot more elegant. It's got a bit of a swan neck going on there, and you'll see a few more features on this ship. This ship has more stuff on it, like windows and stuff, that the red ship we've just left doesn't have. So I'm thinking that the developers made this ship after the red ship, because this has got cool interior. So I'm going to turn off my jetpack by hitting X and have a good look around. Now, if you look at this interior, it looks absolutely amazing. It's got windows you can look through, you can see the thickness of the armour, you see all these interior panels, these are all stuff you can have. These are cargo storage containers. Again, you can highlight them, but you can't do anything with them. I'm kind of hoping that maybe on a shared server they're like lock boxes where you can type in a number and it'll open for you and only you. There's also doors, which kind of implies that that perhaps you're not going to have to be wearing a spacesuit 24/7, because these are kind of open to the void right now. The developers have been saying that this is going to be a construction and combat based multiplayer, where I assume that you're going to be able to log onto servers where you're going to be able to fit guns to your ship. And then, look at this ship, they've got medical bay thingies here, so you'd only get in a medical bay if you were hurt, so it kind of implies, again, that you can shoot each other. Another cockpit, it's fairly bland and blank, we'll have a look at that in a second. The fun thing about this I just wanted to get into, because I haven't seen them yet, is, yes, ladders. Now, you walk up to the ladder, you press T just like the cockpit, you get up to the level that you need, and then you press T to get off it, and it steps off. Now, there is kind of like a level in between, but that's just the thickness of the floor plating. And if we have a look around, it's all very pretty. We've got windows to look at, we've got a load of small capital class reactors in the back, and then, yeah, that's right, we can walk out over the long swan neck, we're back out into the void again, and if we turn our jetpack on, and press spacebar, we can hop up and have a look down through the windows at that front section we were in. So, it looks so pretty. Now, this game looks exceedingly pretty. It looks and behaves like a proper space simulator, kind of. So not so much the fact that, like in Kerbal Space Program, where everything works as close to physics as they can get it, but this does do away with the fact that spaceships don't swim through nothing. It kind of helps. Oh, there we go. There's the saving thing again. That's going to get old. But it has got non-Newtonian physics, which explains why the ships can stop relative to each other and the asteroids around them. I assume that if they're still in orbit around a sun, they'll still be moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this ship up, which I'm pointing at this red ship, and I'm going to show you the piece de résistance of this entire program, and then I'm going to show you how to build a small ship and quickly go through the construction methods. Now, if you can see down in the bottom hand corner, I've got my resources tab, which is currently empty. The resources tab, it looks a little bit like Minecraft, but unlike Minecraft, you don't access all the little boxes at the bottom by using your scroll wheel, because that just zooms you in and out. What you do is you use the buttons from 1 to 10. Now, it's currently empty because it has no weapons on it. If it would have weapons on it, I think it still appears empty, but if you try hitting 1 to 10, it will tell you that weapons are not available in this current version. Now, other than that, it tells you the mass of the ship, it tells you what speed you're doing, it tells you your power usage, and the fact it's gone red means that the reactors are giving as much power as they can, but the thrusters want more. It tells you how much power the reactors have, dampeners, blah blah blah, gyroscopes, etc, etc. So, let's have a quick look at this. Go on, go on! Boom! Look at that! Oh, that looks so amazing. So, I'm just going to stop the ship now. I'm going to pull away from it, and we're going to get out and have a look to see what's happened. Oh wow, there's a hole carved in the ship. So I'm going to boop, get out. The ship should automatically stop. I'm going to press 0 to equip my hands, so I'm not trying to place blocks down all the time. And let's walk forward and let's see. Ooh, I can already see bits of ship. And the gravity's going a bit wonky because there are multiple gravity sources nearby. Now, already, get back on, there we go, let's orientate themselves. Now, we're missing the whole front end of our ship, and all the panels are buckled. Look at that, it looks absolutely fantastic. I love this. It's damaged the buckle panels. Oh, it just looks amazing. And what's happened to our red ship is a massive hole is being carved. You can see the levels, there's bits of floating wreckage, and if I'd have carried on powering forward, I reckon I would have been able to burst out to the side of that ship. So, that is the basic physics and damage. The lighting is absolutely fantastic. When you pass these rocks and go between the sun, you get some excellent lighting. You've got lovely screen flare, so they've obviously spent a lot of love and attention on this game to make the graphics look very pretty and to make the ships look awesome. Now, I'm going to bring you back in. I'm going to scooch over to the little plaid over there, and we're going to build a small ship, and I'm going to show you what the actual basics are. So, I'll see you in a second, guys. Welcome back after my very long timed journey back to the very rudimentary space platform stationy thing that they've got built here. It basically has a gravity unit and some reactors. But that's not what I brought you back here to have a quick look at. What I've brought you back to have a quick look at is that if I pull up my inventory, which is by G, showing you all the blocks, we're going to build a new small ship. Now, a lot of these, I'm going to quickly talk to you about all these different blocks before we start. Now, these different blocks, quite a lot of them don't do anything, but they are in the game. The armor blocks obviously work quite well. The wall blocks and the ladder blocks we've seen from the bigger ships, and there's ladders and stairs, windows and stuff, walkways, covers for the walls, doors, pillars. Landing gear don't do anything other than just sit there. We've got lights which work in the game, we've got the cockpits and the thrusters, gyro stabilizers, reactors. We need all these stuff to build the ships, but down here is the stuff that look pretty but don't do anything at the moment. We've got conveyors, which I assume are possibly teleporters, small cargo containers, medium cargo containers and large cargo containers, all of which don't do anything. We've got refineries, which don't do anything, assemblers and medical rooms, both of which don't do anything. These imply that you're going to store materials, have to refine materials in the game, possibly as a career mode, put them together and heal yourself while you're at it. And the bottom seem to be the utilities, so we've got antennae, which you possibly might need, which don't do anything at the moment, but might need to somehow coordinate, maybe converse in multiplayer in the in-game chat, if they design one. Ore detectors, which don't do anything at the moment. Gatling guns and rocket launchers for the small ships that don't do anything. Drill for the small ships, which implies that you're going to go out and mine your own materials. For the large ships, we've got Gatling gun turrets and missile turrets, again implying there's going to be lots of combat. Interior turrets, which again don't do anything, and explosive cubes, which don't do anything. So there's a lot of, from here downwards, there's mostly stuff that don't do anything but look kind of cool. We've also got on the top a hand drill for your little space guy, a welder, a grinder, and an automatic rifle, all of which don't do anything. So, new small ship, and you start off with a cube, which is basically an armor cube, which doesn't do anything. Now, very first thing you're going to want to do is pull up the G menu again and drag in some useful stuff down to the bottom here. Now, we're going to want a cockpit, which is that down here? No. We are going to want a cockpit for us to sit in as a small ship. So let's drag that down. We don't need the big missile launcher things. We don't need the Gatling turrets. So cockpit, we've got various different things. We're gonna have that there. I'm going to grab some lights maybe, because we don't need turrets or mines. Let's get started with this. So we've got some armor and stuff. We are going to need small thrusters. We are going to need small reactors. We don't need the gravity generator, but we do need gyro stabilizers, and I'll explain why. So let's come back out of this by pressing the escape key. Now this block, I keep scrolling to try and select stuff. This block here is literally drifting in space. If you accidentally nudge it, it is going to accelerate away from you. I find this quite an annoying feature that is realistic. Let's place that there. That's nicely centralised on the block. So this is 3x3. This is the cockpit you can get into. Now, immediately, you're going to want to put on reactors and gyro stabilizers, because if you don't, then... So let's put on some gyro stabilizers. Put 2 on by left-clicking. Now, they won't go on anything if you don't have anything there. Let's put some... let's put a reactor on. Again, boop. And if you want to remove something, you right-click. So if you highlight it, if you put your mouse over and then right-click, it disappears. So, there you go. Now, do gyro stabilizers attach to reactors? Will they go? No. So they need a base point to attach to, which is fine. Right, so I'm going to put a couple of armor blocks just there and there. I wanting to make a fairly streamlined ship. So 7 is for small thrusters. And you use your insert, home, page up, delete, end and page down key to manipulate which direction these all point in. And you're going to want 1 for every direction. Let's put 2 there. Because if you don't, the gyro stabilise. So that ship is now stabilised in that direction. So if I accidentally nudge it upwards, it's actually going to not move. But if I nudge it in any other direction, it's going to fly away from me. I've lost quite a few starting builds that way and have had to chase them, which has been a frustrating experience for me. So let's put you firing. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Accidental right clicks, I keep doing that. What did I delete? I deleted a stabilizer, didn't I? So I'll put that back on. Now, it seems like the engines and the parts don't want to attach just onto anything else. So you always have to clip it on to either the engines, but these parts here, like the reaction stabilizers, apparently it doesn't clip onto it. So not quite sure how to solve that. Let's quickly flip this around. There we go. Right, so we've got engines, top, bottom, left, right. I'm going to want... what do I want? I'm going to build backwards a bit some more, I think. Let's put some... Let's put just a block there, so I can put a couple of more reactors there and there. And then... put a row of 2 blocks there, so then I can put some thrusters facing backwards. Whoop, just quickly orientate myself. Right, so using the WASD keys, we just place some thrusters there. So we've got up, down, left, right, forwards. I need something that points towards that direction. Will you work at some point? Yes, you will. So at this point in the building, you're now safe to accidentally bump it. You've got a basic and fairly simple ship. You've got thrusters in every direction, you've got a few reactors, you've got a few interior stabilizers which help you turn your ship. So I'm going to just whack on a few more just to help the ship turn. So we're going to get inside this ship. I'm going to press 0 to go with my hand so I don't actually do something, and press T when I'm inside of it. And here is our ship. Again, nice look around inside the cockpit. If I come out of that view by pressing V, wow, look at that, fairly nimble. Not massively oh, there's the saving thing again. That does get old. Not massively, like, groundbreakingly quick, I must be honest. But fairly stable, and there we go. So that's a ship. Now, you can use your armor plates. So let's get the armor plates back out, and let's make the ship look perhaps a little bit prettier by adding some armor plate here and here. Let's add a sloped armor plate. There we go, by pressing G. So again, let's manipulate these around until, there you go, boop. Let's do the same this side. Now, as a quick way of building, that's if you, now how did I do that? Right, if you put an object there and you hold down Ctrl and then click, you can drag without having to put multiple things down, which means that building can become quite a quick thing if you know what you're doing and are happy to basically faff lots. Let's see if I can. No, you want to do that? As you can see, the box highlights green when it. There you go. And boop, done. Right. So these are the armor panels, and the good thing about the armor panels is that they can be color coded. So at the moment, you see that above where it says light armor slot, there's like a grey box. If I press the brackets keys, the box changes colour, and I'm hitting them quite rapidly. So let's change the armor plates, which are the only things you can change colour. You can either place them as colour, or if you place them as grey, don't worry about it. Use your middle mouse button and click. There you go. Boop, 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 boop. And let's try and perhaps get the same colour scheme as. There you go. So, oh yeah, that's a very basic kind of ship. It's not armoured in any way, shape or form. I probably will continue development on this ship in another recording, as I don't want to waste you guys' time. But that's the basic building mechanics, and once you've built something like that, you can whack on the guns to make it look pretty, sensors, whatever. Whatever you like. Same process for the big ones. Now, we've had a look at the big ships, we've built a very basic small ship, and we've explored the wonderful lighting and the wonderful ships. But, and I can't emphasize this enough, I have to talk about, unfortunately, the elephant in the room about this game. And that is that, well, when you buy an alpha, you're basically saying that I trust that this game will be released in the future, here is my money. Which, I haven't actually spent my money on this game. Mod, who is the organiser and let's say leader of Team Tuxedo's, very nicely bought the game for me so I can have a good look at it and perhaps do a nice review of it. So I'm doing a quick shout out for him now for purchasing the game. So thank you very much, Mod. But back to subject. The white elephant within the room, let's say. Now, when you buy an alpha, you're saying that you trust them to finish the game and deliver on a promise that they've done. The promise is that they're going to release a game that you can play eventually, and that by giving them money now for the game at a cheaper price than it would be for a fully released game, you are saying that you trust them to finish off the game and so I'm trying to talk and do stuff at the same time. That you trust them to finish the game and get it done, which is brilliant, except this is completely based on trust, and unfortunately, 2 and 3, there we go, this is completely based on trust, and unfortunately the company who developed this, who it's made by Keen Software House, or Keen House Software, I'm not sure which way around that is, have had a bit of an issue with the trust, on the trust side of things. Reason being is, they made a alpha game once before. That alpha game was called Miner Wars 2081. Now, boop, there we go. I'm not sure if anybody knows about this or has even heard about this, so I'm going to quickly say that they failed to deliver. They made an alpha, it had a lot of bugs, they kind of kicked it out of the door and said, there you go, that's good enough, we don't care anymore. And it's rumoured that what happened was they ran out of money and they didn't want to develop it anymore because they felt it was a lost cause, and there we go, and they released it. But instead of holding their hands up and saying, sorry, we made a mistake, they started doing the, I'd say it was morally questionable activity of, let's make this go back to grey, there we go, the morally questionable activity on the Steam forums. Every time somebody posted a complaint or an issue, or even just asked a question about what was happening with the game, they would take it down. They would forcibly delete and block, so stop them from commenting on the forums on Steam about this game. And they've been doing it recently. It's not like it was something they did a while ago. They have some of the key developers, who are the main guys who control the forums, have posted, and I quote, "We were only heavily doing this during the first few hours of the launch of Engineers, as they didn't want the game to be ruined by a vocal minority who are angry about Miner Wars," which is what they failed to deliver on. It also goes further, after a little bit more digging, that the CEO and lead project manager says, in explanation to why Mining Wars failed, because there's no other real word to say about it, is that they said, and I quote again, "I should have fired people sooner," which implies he hasn't really shouldered the blame himself. It sounds a lot like, should have got rid of people. It seemed like a cop-out, and it's also quite a nasty thing to say. Now, based on the fact that Steam has allowed this to go on sale, means that Steam's green lights and all that kind of stuff seem to be happy with them, and they've made a lot of money. They should have enough money to actually do something with this project, which I really honestly hope that they do. I honestly hope that they are able to deliver, because this at the moment looks like an absolutely fantastic game. Is it a good investment? Is it something that you should rush out to the shops and buy, based on the fact that you reckon you'll get a good game later on? Think twice about that. Have a little think about it, because based on the track record of this company, no. You shouldn't invest. But if you enjoy games where you can build stuff like Minecraft, as the game is in its current form, if you enjoy making stuff, and if you enjoy space and massive collisions, then go ahead. For $11.99, I think this game is worth that $11.99. I think it is. I honestly think it is, because of the fact that the amount of effort that's already gone into the game and the promise that it can get better. I honestly hope that the company can deliver us on it, because at the moment the features that are working are absolutely fantastic. The lighting, spot on, brilliant. The damage effects, spot on, brilliant. the amount that the making of stuff here is a fairly intuitive system, and they've obviously gone through a lot of testing. And the only problems that I have heard about is that when making particularly large things, like many times bigger than them, is the system can become unstable and crashes. But that just shows that they haven't quite optimized the game yet, and that's something that comes with further development, so that's not anything that I'm worried about. So, on the whole, my general analysis of this game is that I am going to be continuing to play this game. I love building games, I love Minecraft, I really like Starmade, and I've grown to love this game. Will I be watching out to see if they deliver on their promise? Of course I am. Do I think they'll be delivering on this promise? I'm not sure. I really, really honestly hope that they can and will. And I offer them my full support. I want them to do well, because this game has the potential to be better than Starmade. It has the potential to be maybe, if they get it right, almost as big as Minecraft, because it has the same kind of elements within Minecraft and is picking up a lot of the same kind of following. And it has the opportunity to be a bit of a classic. So, as an investment, as just sheer, I got a little bit of money and I want to buy a game that's going to come out later on and get my money's worth by buying it cheap now. Is it a good idea? Probably not. If you enjoy your Minecraft games, if you enjoy building and you enjoy space, go ahead. I strongly suggest you go and buy this. It is a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun getting in my creations and flying them around, and let's get to go back over to the scene of the site of destruction. Flying them around and destroying stuff. And this game, at the moment, as it is, on what features are on it at the moment, it delivers extraordinarily well. And hopefully it can get the multiplayer, the weapons, maybe a storyline, the resource collecting, and all the other things that they are saying that they're going to deliver on. I hope they can deliver on them. I really, really do. So, anyway, that's my roundup. Investment-wise, not a good idea. Playing it, though, if you just want to build stuff and have a laugh making big things and crashing them into big things, or little things, go ahead. It's a brilliant game. They've obviously spent a lot of time and love on this game, and I want to see them to succeed. So if you want to support them, go to Steam. Like I said, it's $11.99 currently, and as they put more development in the game, I can assume, just like many others, that the price will slowly climb. Well, that has been my first impressions. It might have been a slightly long one, but I will be continuing a series on this. We're going to be making some big stuff, and we're going to investigate some of the space stations and stuff that come with the game as standard. I have been 4040. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. If you like this, please hit the thumbs up, because that always helps. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and I will be providing more videos based on this and other stuff, so check it out. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye now.